All right, well, here we are, Mr. Brian's Amazing World, and we are starting today doing brake lines in our Jeep Wrangler here. 1990 Jeep. We did a whole bunch of work to this thing. If you take a look here, we got a souped up Chevy 350 in there, 375 horsepower, 375 foot-pounds of torque. This thing is a monster. It hauls. Has a 5-speed transmission in there, and we put a Ford 8.8 rear end in the back. And it's an NV 3500 transmission that's in there, not that AX15. So it's a little bit stronger, better transmission. Needless to say, our brakes need to be serviced and we need to do some work. Pennsylvania road salt really does a number on these things. So we ordered a set of stainless steel brake lines. And originally I only needed the one main one through the bottom, but for what you can buy the whole kit of them for, you know, that's cheaper than just buying them individually, well, for the most part. For example, I know these two lines here that are kind of twisted together in a weird little game. This one and this one, these two lines are $124 just to buy these two. I got the whole set here for $150, and they're stainless steel. So careful how you buy your stuff. Needless to say, didn't want to go with the regular steel lines. I could have saved 50 bucks on that, but they're gonna rust really quick here again in Pennsylvania. So I have my work cut out for me, and not all the lines are really that bad. However, when you're looking at stuff like this that's rusted and stuff, you want to replace that. And I went through and I loosened these up already because they are such a pain sometimes to get in there. And the little trick is I use my WD-40 in a bottle. I buy it by the gallon, and you spray it on the stuff and you let it sit, and then you can get in there and pop these apart. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just bend new brake lines, like this one here. I had made that. I just used the old fittings and reflared the new line and ran it around, and it worked. You know, it's serving its purpose for now. I don't know, maybe I'll change it because I'm in the middle of doing all the other ones anyway. I don't know, it was a pain getting it in there. Maybe I'll leave that one because it's so hard to fish that one through. But follow along. Well, okay, this particular brake line right here is it's being very stubborn. So I have to break out my special little toolbox here, and these are extractors for when you break a nut or a bolt or strip it, and they work so well. I just have to show you how this works, and it's a little trick for doing brake lines. Instead of these, some dikes and sockets of various sizes. Now, let's see if I can show you what we're doing under here. It's kind of a little tricky to get to. Basically, this right here is stripped. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this brake line and get that out of here. I don't know if I can position this so you can see what I'm doing. Maybe you can catch it from there. And you wanna cut it as close to this end as you can. Done. And put something under there to catch that. We don't want any of that fluid getting on the ground. Perfect. All right, we got a rag there. So now, we'll find out which size little special one of these pieces fits on that. Boy, that's a lot of fluid. Like that one worked. How about this one? Let's get that out of the way a minute. This one works even better, the smaller one. Whenever you get brake fluid on your stuff, make sure you clean it off really well, because it will rust and corrode and destroy everything. Really eats metal. Okay. So that one's the smaller piece. Let's try this here. So now I'll mount this on here, and it'll screw itself on there. And again, we'll just use our ratchet. Get it on there. All right, now I'm sure you can see what I'm doing, and all I should have to do is just turn this ratchet. There it goes. And it dug itself on there and cracked this free. So you could spend hours messing with this or a whole bunch of trouble, and this is stripped, it's garbage. Just cut it, use one of these tools. This thing worth every penny right there. I mean, you pay, I don't know, 30 bucks for the set. You have a whole bunch of them, and wow, that works so well. So I figured I'd show you that little trick while I'm under here doing all that. And yeah, enjoy. By the way, I did not weld that, just so you know. That's not my stuff. Somebody else hacked that together. All right, well, here we are, finishing up a couple more of these. You can see all nice new stainless lines in there. They look really good. want to make sure everything's really snug and tight before I go ahead and start bleeding these lines. Filling in, we'll refill our reservoir up here and start bleeding everything. So, at least that's good peace of mind. Make sure everything's out of the way. Not going to rub, not going to get hot in the headers. Everything's clear. All right, moving right along. All right, a couple tricks now when you're doing brake lines. You want to get the right tools for this. Now, these are flare nut wrenches, so what they do is they have that little extra notch to them, and they really grip a whole lot better, and you have a whole lot less chance of stripping these nuts. So make sure you get the right tools for this. It's worth it. If you do one set of brake lines, it probably pays for having it. Another trick. Now, if this doesn't want to turn here and this is frozen on there and you can't get it, sometimes the best thing to do is take a pair of snips, cut right through the brake line, cut it right next to here, and then use a socket to take the fitting out. Because once you have the fitting, you can drill it and reuse it. It's very simple to make a new brake line, but sometimes it can be a real pain trying to deal with these. And if you cut it right at the end, you know the full length of what you have to do anyway. So kind of keeps it easy to make a new one if that's what you end up cutting off of it. All right, so we're moving along pretty well. Now we have to bleed the brakes. So first thing you want to do is fill up your reservoir, top that off, and give a couple pumps on the brakes. Let a little air get through the line and it'll bubble up through there. Then you need a trusty helper. And this trusty helper is kind of cold, so we'll move along. Needless to say, she's going to pump the brakes up a whole bunch of times, and you're going to want to do it about 6 times and hold it maybe on the 7th time or so. Okay. So go ahead and pump that up, and we're going to spot away from the master cylinder, which is going to be back here in this corner. There we go. I'll leave that like that. Now, we need to get to this bleeder right here. So when she pumps that up, all right, go ahead and push it and hold it for a second. Okay. I'm going to crack this open. Let me go get, hang on a second here. Let me get the other wrench. All right. Now, I use that wrench to get some pressure on it because it's usually under a lot of pressure. Get a rag ready because it's going to spit out a bunch of fluid. I have a bottle to catch whatever drips. So you ready, baby? Yeah. Push it and hold it. Okay. There you go. You can see all the air bubbling right out of that. Blip, 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 blip. And that'll go to the floor. Then I'll push this. Now release the pedal and go ahead and pump it up a couple times. You want to do full pumps on that, back and forth on the pedal, let it release, and then go ahead and hold it. Now I'll open this up again. And there you can see all the air coming right out of that. Go ahead and pump it again. And you'll have to do this a couple times. You really need to push all that fluid through the lines. Ready? Go ahead and hold it. There we go. I got a good solid line. We'll do it one more time just to make sure we have all the fluid coming through and nothing else. We get the air out. Keep a rag handy because it's going to make a mess. Okay, go ahead and hold it. That's a good solid line there. All right. So now we'll move to another side. Go ahead and pump that up again. All right, that worked pretty well. I wipe my hands down. So we should be done on this side. This should be all bled back here on this. Now we'll move here. All right. Let's see, maybe I can prop that again so you can see on this side. All right, now this one's up here. See if I can get the pressure to open it. All right, go ahead and push it and hold it. Ready? There's a little bubble out of that. All right, go ahead and do it again. Oh yeah, there's a lot of pressure in that. All right, this side should be good too, I think. Go ahead and pump that up. Clean all this off. All that mess. Now we'll move up into the front. So basically just keep repeating all this all the way around the car, from one side to the next to the next. It's pretty simple to do. Just really helps to have a helper with you. I've done it before by sticking a stick in there and keeping the brakes pumped, and it can be a pain. But now we'll move to the next further spot away from the master cylinder, which puts us over on this wheel. All right, let's see here. Ooh, that sun is bright. You holding it? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what I can do. That's a good shot. All right, go ahead and pump it up. You can put a hose on that. That works a lot too. There we go. All right, pump it again. I'll do one more. That was a good shot of air through that. Ready? Yeah. Still pushing air out of that.
Pump again?
Yep, pump it up. All right, hold it. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit and drip for a minute. I want to check the master cylinder. Just make sure we're not running out of fluid here. We didn't pull a hole out. Go ahead and pump that up. Yeah, whoa, hold on a sec. Yeah, you gotta make sure to keep the cover on. You can pump it, go ahead. Just wanna make sure. I'll put some more in there, but as she pumps this, it squirts out of there. Do you have good pedal feel? Yeah? We have one more side to do here. All right, go ahead and hold on a sec. Just let go completely. There you go. And as you can see, it used up a bunch in the reservoir, so we'll top that off quick. And we just have to move on to the other one. Make sure you use stuff out of a sealed container. It can suck moisture out of the air as it sits in a container. And put the cap back on, or it'll blow fluid all over the place. At least for now, until you're ready to check on it again. So we're bleeding the last one here. Let me see here. Let's put it, babe, go ahead and pump that up. It's dripping right in the wrong spot. Let me know when you're good.
Want me to press it?
Yeah, go ahead and pump it and hold it. Just hold it.
Yep.
All right, pump it again. And push and hold it. And here we go for the last time, probably. Yeah, that was a good clean shot. I can hear all the fluid moving through the line nicely. All right, pump that up. How'd the pedal feel?
Tight.
Tight and right, like we got brakes again? Woohoo! All right. Well, isn't that great? Let me get that rag that I just had. It's clean. I just want to make sure you have rags around here. Well, all right, now we have brakes on our Jeep here. And yeah, I had this little drip coming here, but it's from old fluid from something. I guess when we were doing it before, it's kind of scary. It's like, well, what's leaking? But no, all the lines are good. I don't see anything dripping, anything leaking. It's old. It's a lot dripping on me now. Huh. Be the next thing. Anyway. So, well, we replaced a whole bunch of our lines. We're finally done with the Jeep. Now it's time to go test this thing, fire it up, and go.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, make sure you like and subscribe. Follow along on our other videos. Check out what we did to this thing. We put a big Chevy 350 in there. We put an 8.8 Ford rear end. Stainless steel brake lines now. Just moving along. Awesome. Check it out. Have a great day.